For 3 centuries, it existed only in ancient texts and whispered legends. A Maya city, so important, it shaped the destiny of empires. Then, in the dense Mexican jungle, archaeologists made a discovery that sent shockwaves through the scientific world. But this lost city? It's just one piece of a puzzle that's forcing us to completely reimagine human history. What we're about to reveal will challenge everything you thought you knew about our ancestors. This is the story of civilizations hidden in plain sight, waiting centuries to tell their secrets. Right now, across the globe, technology is pulling back the curtain on mysteries that have haunted us for generations. Laser beams are revealing cities that dwarf anything we imagined. Ancient tombs are yielding treasures that sound like pure fantasy. And beneath our feet, in places we thought we knew completely, discoveries are emerging that rewrite entire chapters of human civilization. These aren't just archaeological finds. They're time capsules that bridge millennia, connecting us to people who walked this earth long before recorded history. Today, we're taking you on a journey through the most extraordinary discoveries, reshaping our understanding of the ancient world. Deep in the Chiapas jungle of southern Mexico, where vegetation grows so thick that visibility drops to mere meters, a team of archaeologists recently achieved what seemed impossible. After 300 years of searching, they found Sakhtsi, the White Dog Kingdom. This wasn't some minor settlement. Historical records described it as a political powerhouse, a city-state whose alliances and rivalries shaped the Maya world during its golden age. But finding it, that was like searching for a needle in a rainforest the size of several countries. The breakthrough came through a combination of old-school detective work and cutting-edge technology. Researchers pored over ancient hieroglyphic texts, piecing together clues about the kingdom's location. They cross-referenced these with LiDAR data, laser pulses fired from aircraft that penetrate dense jungle canopy, to map the ground below. What emerged from those scans was breathtaking. Pyramids, plazas, an entire urban complex that had been hiding beneath the forest for centuries. When teams finally reached the site on foot, they found carved monuments bearing the emblem of the white dog. The evidence was undeniable. They'd found not just a city, but a missing piece of Maya political history. This discovery fills a crucial gap in our understanding of how Maya kingdoms interacted, formed alliances, and occasionally went to war. It's proof that even in regions we think we've thoroughly explored, lost worlds are waiting to be rediscovered. But if you think that's remarkable, consider this. Deep in the Amazon rainforest, beneath what we assumed was untouched wilderness, LiDAR technology has revealed something that's completely upending our understanding of pre-Columbian South America. We're not talking about a single city. We're talking about vast networks of urban centers, connected by roads, featuring sophisticated engineering that rivals anything built in the ancient world. For centuries, the prevailing theory held that the Amazon was too harsh, too unforgiving for large-scale civilization. The jungle, we thought, was pristine, inhabited only by small, scattered groups living simple lives. That narrative just collapsed. LiDAR scans have revealed earthworks spanning thousands of square kilometers, massive geometric structures, agricultural systems designed to support populations numbering in the hundreds of thousands, possibly millions. These weren't primitive settlements. Evidence points to complex societies with advanced knowledge of hydrology and agriculture. They terraformed the landscape, creating raised fields that turned seasonal floodplains into productive farmland. They built causeways that stretched for miles. The scale is staggering, and it forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth. We've been looking at the Amazon through a lens of colonial bias. assuming that European-style cities were the only marker of advanced civilization. These discoveries prove that sophisticated societies flourished here long before European contact, using completely different approaches to urban planning and environmental management. Now let's shift from jungle to coast. Off the shores of Egypt, beneath the Mediterranean waves, lie entire cities swallowed by the sea over 1,000 years ago. Heracleion and Canopus, once thriving ports at the mouth of the Nile, disappeared so completely that many scholars believed they were purely mythical. Then underwater archaeologists found them. Picture this: colossal statues of pharaohs and gods lying on the seabed, their stone faces gazing up through the blue water. Temple complexes with columns still standing. Ships that sank laden with treasure during ancient storms. Gold coins, jewelry, inscriptions that tell stories of daily life in these bustling trade centers. What makes these underwater sites particularly valuable is their preservation. When cities are abandoned on land, they're often looted, built over, or eroded away. But when a city sinks, it becomes a snapshot frozen in time. The Mediterranean sealed these places away, protecting them from the vandalism and development that destroys so many archaeological sites. Now, piece by piece, divers are recovering artifacts that illuminate Egypt's connections to the broader Mediterranean world, the trade routes, the cultural exchanges, the international character of these ancient ports. Back on land, even places we think we know intimately continue to surprise us. Take the Tower of London, one of the most studied historical sites in Britain. Recently, during conservation work, archaeologists uncovered something completely unexpected beneath the chapel. Skeletons that tell a darker story than anyone anticipated. These weren't the remains of common criminals or plague victims. The location, the burial methods, and initial analysis suggest something far more intriguing. Some of these individuals may have been political prisoners, people who ran afoul of kings, and ended up paying the ultimate price. The tower has always been associated with executions and imprisonment, but finding these remains adds tangible human evidence to stories that sometimes feel more like legend than history. Each skeleton is now being studied using the latest forensic techniques. Scientists can extract incredible information from bones: what someone ate, where they grew up, what diseases they suffered from, even how they died. DNA analysis might reveal family connections, potentially linking these individuals to known historical figures. It's a reminder that even in the heart of modern cities, beneath buildings that have stood for centuries, there are still discoveries waiting to happen. History isn't just something we read about in books, it's literally beneath our feet. But perhaps one of the most unusual discoveries comes from Herculaneum, the Roman city buried alongside Pompeii, when Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD. Among the victims, researchers found something that defies belief: a brain that turned to glass. When that superheated volcanic cloud, reaching temperatures of several hundred degrees, slammed into Herculaneum, it killed everyone instantly. The extreme heat caused one victim's brain tissue to vitrify, transforming organic matter into a glass-like substance. This is the only known example of human brain tissue being preserved this way, and it's given scientists an unprecedented window into ancient neurology. Meanwhile, across the world in China, archaeologists continue to explore the tomb complex of Emperor Qin Shi Huang, the man who unified China and built the terracotta army. Ancient texts claim his burial chamber sits atop rivers of mercury, flowing eternally to represent the rivers of China. For years, this sounded like pure mythology. Then, soil samples around the unopened central tomb revealed mercury concentrations off the charts. the legends might actually be true. The tomb remains sealed, partly out of respect, partly because opening it could destroy priceless artifacts, and partly because those mercury levels pose genuine danger. But ground-penetrating radar and other non-invasive technologies are giving us glimpses of what lies inside. And if the mercury rivers are real, what other seemingly impossible claims from ancient texts might turn out to be fact, from Mexican jungles to Amazon rainforests, from underwater cities to burial chambers filled with liquid metal? We're living through a golden age of archaeological discovery. Technology is our key to the past, unlocking secrets that previous generations could only dream of finding. LiDAR sees through dense canopy. Sonar maps the ocean floor. DNA analysis reads genetic codes from bones thousands of years old. Each breakthrough brings us closer to understanding not just where we came from, but what we're capable of achieving. These discoveries share a common thread. They challenge our assumptions. They remind us that history isn't fixed. It's a living field, constantly evolving as new evidence emerges. The lost cities, the sunken ports, the impossible preservation of organic matter. These findings prove that our ancestors were far more sophisticated, far more widespread, and far more resilient than we ever imagined. And somewhere out there, right now, the next great discovery is waiting. The next mystery that will make us rethink everything. History isn't finished revealing its secrets. In fact, it's just getting started.